Hey, good afternoon. This is Meredith Lego. Welcome to my channel. I focus on Ascension science and the expansion of consciousness. And a lot of the material I bring forward, I'm able to basically telepathically connect with other consciousness in order to share material. In this particular case, it's coming from a collective consciousness I've been working with. If you're new to the channel, I would encourage you to actually go back to a lot of the earlier content. That actually gets into more of the mechanics of how the ascension process works, how we interrelate with other dimensions and densities of frequencies. And it was brought forward, and I really was able to telepathically connect with an ascended master who really helped me understand a lot of this material. So this today is a question that the material I'm bringing for today is a question that I asked the group who I work with, which is, why is there so much suffering in the world? And if you've been following this channel, it's the answer would be kind of obvious, which is, why would I have asked this question in the first place? But something prompted me to ask it. So here's the answer. In the construct of duality, there is always the options to experience both extremes of an outcome. To know suffering, one must also understand the distinguishment from joy. We invite you to consider another question. Why is there so much beauty, love, and joy in the world? You see, for every situation, for every experience, there is an unlimited spectrum of ways to interpret the experience. It's a matter of where the experiencer or observer places their energy and belief system. Let's take an example of two humans looking at the same artwork painted by a master. One human can see all the flaws and nitpick or judge the use of colors, brush strokes, or perspective. The other human can feel the emotion captured in the masterpiece, be awe-inspired by its beauty, the vibrancy of color, and believe the painting is taking him to an imaginary destination. So you see, it is all how the beholder or observer chooses to focus his or her attention or energy. Some look at every situation with darkness, judgment, fear, doom and gloom, while others see possibilities, opportunities, expansion for growth, or love. How you interpret the experience or the journey is just as powerful as the experience itself. Your state or intention does create a frequency in your field that will feed into the next now moment. So the human can see all the wrongs. The human who sees all the wrongs will continue to experience all the wrongs. The human who feels, sees, and magnifies the possibility of expansion will continue to experience the positive situation unfold in their life. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of your feelings. Either way, your external world will always be the mirror of your internal world and will show you your true resonant frequency. This is how you learn. This is why you must learn from your children. They see only love, joy, and possibilities. They are enthralled by the new experiences of each now moment, even those most older humans would consider mundane. Your children are your greatest teachers of how to be in this world. So in essence, now I'm going to unpack this a bit. I somewhat got schooled by my guides here because they basically said, well, you're looking at the question as suffering, but we would suggest maybe you ought to turn the question around on its head and ask, gee, if you're only focusing on the suffering, that's all you're going to see. But if you look at the world and ask why there's so much joy and love in the world, that's all that you will see and experience. So they're basically saying in a simple way, be mindful of how you focus your energy and your thoughts about the world, because if that's what it is, that's literally all you're going to experience. And it's true. They bring up reference to kids, and this has happened in the past. Most kids aren't focusing on all the negatives of the world. They're focusing on their future, all the possibilities that life has ahead. And because of that, the world is limitless. And um, it really does show up in their positive energy. There's something that I did want to say, which was every time you have these thoughts, you know, oftentimes they could be fed by your intentions or your belief systems, and sometimes your belief systems can be brought to you by not something that you've developed within yourself as your own truth, but they could be like truths, let's say your own truth in terms of like what you have personally experienced. They could be belief systems that you have sort of been programmed to believe by others. And those belief systems can create a certain, view of life, so you can see doom and gloom because of the programming that you've received, not because of your personal experience. And that just as equally can have a profound effect on the frequencies that you basically put out into the world through your electromagnetic field. So if you kind of go back to a lot of the very first material that I've shared in this YouTube channel, they basically say that, hey, every time you have an intention and every time you have a thought, that will create an actual energetic frequency that has sound. And every frequency, every energy frequency basically creates a sound wave. And that in turn also creates sort of how matter gets geometrically structured in what we perceive to be our physical reality. And so, based upon your intention and your frequency, you can literally reconstruct your experience in the world in the next now moment or in the next point in time, which means that there's essentially unlimited potential ways to view a particular situation. They said there's, unlimited spectrum of ways to both observe and have a perspective of an experience that you're going through. And depending upon your frequency, could dictate which of those timelines you will experience. So you'll put yourself on a different now moment timeline based upon your thoughts and your intention, because you're literally going to kind of reconstruct the physical world or the reality that you experience from that frequency that you give off. So that's basically what they're saying. A great example of that is my son broke his arm or has broken bones a couple times as he was a child growing up. And every time he did, instead of crying, he would laugh. I mean, he would spend the whole time sort of giggling and laughing. That's sort of an example of everybody has a different reality of how to experience a situation. And some people could look on the bright side and have fun with it. Other people could, think it's doom and gloom. So that's kind of a great example of it. But what they say is that either way, your external world, like what you experience, what you see, will always mirror your inner world and will always show you your true resonant frequency. So essentially, if in fact you're holding a frequency of fear or of doom and gloom, your experiences will mirror that back to you. If you're positive, your experiences will mirror that back to you. And they're saying the construct is set up as such to help you learn this way. And of course, that goes back to the potential thought that this could essentially be a simulated construct, and Master Hilarion did reference that. So that's really all I wanted to share today. The only thing that I could share is I received another interesting cryptic message, actually a couple set of cryptic messages this last week, and I thought I would share them as well. They're kind of fast, so they don't need a whole video. One was that I asked a question, something about like, hey, what's going to be the best way for humanity to experience the best financial outcome over the next 10 years? I don't know why I asked that question, but I did. It was very early in the morning, like 4 a.m. or something like that. And I was shocked by the answer. So, yeah, the best thing for the financial system. So the best thing for the financial system for humanity over the next 10 years is to turn Indonesia into a true democracy. I was not expecting an answer like that. I don't follow Indonesian politics. I have no idea what's going on over there. But basically, what I was led to believe, or what I was told by the group I was communicating with, is that there seems to be some money embezzling or some laundering that's going on in that part of the country. And ending that would be a significant advancement for the financial system that would actually help humanity overall. So when I looked into that, I spent some time really fast looking at Indonesian politics. I don't know enough about it. I got the sense, but perhaps it's turning into a nepotism democracy, but I really don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to share that message that somehow if things shift, I'm guessing politically, but I don't know if it's a political shift or a banking system shift, but something needs to go on inside of Indonesia for humanity to have more of a powerful, or I guess sort of a better outcome for all of humanity on the earth for the next 10 years. If any of you are tracking what's going on in Indonesia, would love to hear your comments on this, because that was kind of threw me for a loop. The only other thing that I wanted to share was that the last week, I would say, there have been some really, really intense and powerful frequencies coming in from the sun. And I don't know if any of you watching my channel have felt it. I actually felt very intense, and actually am still feeling a lot of clearing going on inside the 10th chakra area. But where I'm feeling it specifically is on the left side of my crown. So from my ear to here. And there's a pretty intense set of clearing going on. And the way that I'm personally feeling it, I've been very tired, lots of ringing in the ears, somewhat of a headache, but more the feeling that my hair is out of place. Like when you have the way it feels like if you have like a typical part, you're used to feeling it, but then when the hair moves like out of the normal placement, it feels odd. So that's the way the back of my head has been feeling now for 2 days. But what's interesting is that I was saying this to my husband, and he said, oh my gosh, I've been feeling the same thing, like the exact same thing, that my hair is kind of feeling out of place. So again, don't know if this is impacting more of you, but would love to hear how you're reacting, or how your body is reacting to the intense frequencies that are coming into our planet, because they're definitely doing a lot of clearing of a lot of humans on the planet, and I see it play out with different people I interact with. So anyway, in addition to sharing that message about reframing how you look at and experience things in life, that was like reframe your thought process. Also wanted to share that interesting message about the financial system and just how I am personally experiencing the solar the solar rate changes that are going on right now. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening wherever you are, and we'll continue to share what I learned as we all go through this amazing journey. Thanks and lots of love. Bye.